Have you ever noticed that some people never post anything online? No photos, no stories, no opinions. They don't announce trips. They don't document achievements. They don't share meals, workouts, relationships, or thoughts. They're still there. You know they exist. But online, they're silent. They didn't disappear. They realized something. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Because in a world where visibility became currency, silence is never accidental. At first, social media feels harmless. You open an app, you scroll, you watch other people's lives unfold in fragments. It feels passive, it feels light, it feels like nothing serious is happening. But something subtle is happening underneath, something you were never trained to notice. Every time you open social media, your brain enters a different mode automatically. Comparison begins. You see faces, bodies, trips, homes, relationships, success stories, moments carefully selected and edited. And quietly, a question forms. Is my life enough? Not loudly, just enough to create discomfort. You didn't choose this question. It was planted. Most people never realize this. They don't say social media makes them insecure. They just feel tired after scrolling, a little emptier, a little restless. They close the app and feel off. Because the feeling is vague, they don't question it. They just come back later. But some people notice a pattern. Every session leaves something behind. A tension, a pressure to be interesting, a subtle urge to prove something. Life stops being lived and starts being measured, prepared, packaged. And slowly, they resist. Not dramatically, they just stop posting. Not because they failed, not because they're antisocial, but because staying inside started to feel worse than leaving. And the real reason isn't what most people think. When you post, you're not sharing, you're opening a loop. You post and you wait for likes, for reactions, for proof the moment mattered. Even if you say you don't care, you check back. Who saw it? Who reacted? That waiting changes you because anticipation is the real reward. Your brain learns moment, post, wait, reward. And a dangerous lesson appears. My value comes from outside. You don't notice at first. You start thinking ahead. How will this look? Is this worth posting? And one day you're experiencing something beautiful, but already imagining the post, caption, angle, reaction. You start living in two timelines, the moment and the future response. This is where something breaks, quietly. You stop living moments and start preparing them. You're never fully there, always anticipating judgment. And then it hits. This isn't my life anymore, it's content. Once you see this, the illusion dies. You notice patterns, the urge to post immediately, the emptiness after sharing. That emptiness is the cost of outsourcing meaning. Meaning used to be internal. Now it's external. A moment matters if it performs. And when meaning is external, satisfaction becomes unstable. This is why social media fatigue feels different. It's identity exhaustion, constantly managing perception. Even offline, you think in captions, images, reactions. Life becomes a draft folder. Some people ask a different question. What is this doing to how I experience my life? Social media doesn't just show lives, it teaches you how to look at your own. You start observing yourself instead of living. You split. One version lives, the other watches and judges. Is this interesting? Worth sharing? That observer never rests. Silence starts to feel like relief. No audience, no performance. Just experience. At first, silence feels uncomfortable, invisible. Then something changes. They feel lighter. They notice details again. They listen better. Moments become whole again. They realized likes weren't connection. Views weren't understanding. They were signals, not relationships. Visibility isn't value. Silence forces real questions. What actually matters? They rebuild meaning internally. Moments matter because they're felt. Growth matters, even unseen. Life becomes quieter, but more honest. Privacy feels powerful, not hiding, protecting depth, complexity, change. They reject constant evaluation. Silence isn't emptiness, it's fullness. They trade metrics for presence, performance for depth. They don't disappear, they reappear in their own lives. Some leave after judgment, others for a deeper reason. Every post freezes a version of you. Context disappears. You become archived instead of evolving. When people reduce usage, sleep improves, focus returns, conversations deepen, not because they left the world, because they returned to it. Social media isn't evil, but it confuses visibility with value. The ones who stop posting reject that lie. They gain freedom. Freedom from comparison, performance, negotiating worth. Your life isn't less valuable when nobody is watching. So the real question isn't why some stopped posting. It's this: why do you still feel the need to? Think about it.